T-shirt basically is this abbreviation come from Tebisa Self-Help Association of the Disabled.
Oh,
So we took the first letters and it gave us T-shirt. It's a fact. NGOs always crying. But also, communities don't contribute. Even when they know like this organization caters for people with special needs. They never voluntarily come and support you. You have to chase them. There's one thing about leadership. You must always be ready to be criticized, even for nothing. Because when you see opportunities and create certain things, you are taking away power from other people.
warm greetings, Sanbona, Mzwakhe. Welcome to another episode of our podcast, People Living with Disability. Again, we have one of our big brothers here who will just tell us a bit more about their organization. Unjanba. To those who do not know you, what is your name?
Brian Kezaninto.
Ndhlovu. Is that your last name?
Ndhlovu is born.
Oh, Ndhlovu is born. I thought it's Kezaninto. What an old name. And where are you based? Uchalangabu people.
Yes.
So what inspired you to work with people living with disabilities?
My background is basically community participation.
Yeah.
From my early, maybe young ages, been supporting people. But that comes from the family. That's what we pick up from the family. They used to even accommodate a lot of people who has Bakijima, some gangsters back in the days.
Oh.
And we'll accommodate them, sleep with them, even if we didn't know the people.
Wait, so Bolala na gangster?
People that you don't know. Can't even tell exactly who these people. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as soon as Ushukule, I mean, Utukulele Tembisa, right? Yeah. So I think growing up in Tembisa, that's one of the elements as against the foot, like Ube interested or fascinated with working with people living with disabilities. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think the point I'm making here is that caring was one of the things that we were taught from home. And we grew in appreciating politics. But there's a very fascinating story behind our exposure generally in life, where to survive.
Yeah.
One being Tsonga or Shangan, it was actually a taboo in the community that we grew up in, where we faced a lot of problems. We used to travel to school almost 2 kilometers or more.
Yeah.
Right? And Sambanginyao. So we'll actually commute to and fro. Yeah, by chance, Magnemali will then be given money for taxi. But all the way we'll be going across townships that were basically tribally arranged. So every town section that we go through, we need to really to justify our existence. And most of the time was actually serious fighting.
Yeah.
So we've been fighting all the years. So I think one thing that we hated was that kind of an experience, but it has also sharpened us to understand life differently, that we then began to care more about other people.
Yeah.
And when the issues of struggle started to influence us, 3 of us in the family, we actually ended up in exile with the ANC, and we became military, basically in the army. But what
in a controversy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So that's the kind of life that we've lived. Even in exile, we're caring for other people. I know as to teach people how to wash, how to bath,
yeah,
how to cook, because it's something that I was taught at home. So caring was really one of the key things that shaped us.
Oh. I mean, you spoke about exile. Actually, the whole interview. Exile, exactly.
Well, I've been to a number of countries on the continent, but also in Cuba and in Russia. In Russia, I trained as an engineer, handling military explosives. In Cuba, I graduated as a commando, even commando.
Sure.
So, yeah.
So, and with all of that traveling, I think that's how gradually we found other skills. Besides taking care of people. Yeah.
I think the most one was the survivor.
Yeah.
We operated, guerrillas survive without resources. Everything that you have is in short supply. But also you have to really navigate all the terrains. So that's how we grew up. Even languages, to whichever country you go to, the first thing you learn is the language. You learn how people do things so that you don't become the odd one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're leaving exile, you're coming back to South Africa, and we are in the dawn of democracy. What is the next step?
Maybe let me explain this angle, because people don't understand a lot of issues. Maybe that's why we have a lot of problems today.
Yeah.
That our role in exile, what we're doing in exile, and what we're expected to do today. But there has to be balance between these two things. In exile, you're in foreign lands where we're cared for by other nations, but we're not entirely dependent on them. We have our own lives. So I know people talk about us bringing foreigners here, stuff like that, but the context has to be given. We're in foreign lands, we're held by those people and need to be appreciated. That generosity cannot be overstretched and turned into exploitation of our own country. Every people has a right to go wherever they are, they want to go. That's how migration is all about. Anyone can go anywhere. It's an international phenomenon. But when it comes to South Africa, it's taken a different turn. I think these are some of the issues that we need to deal with and give perspective. But back to your question, that when coming back into the country, also the expectation from the countries that were supporting us was that we need to better our own country, right? And we failed in certain areas, but that responsibility must not diminish. We still have to fight and get our footing.
Yeah. So now, what really pushed you to Uzo, the institution, or basically joining hands with other people who are helping people living with disabilities?
Yeah, there's a bit of story as well around that. I've been supporting the organization, but from a distance.
Okay.
I'll come in from time to time whenever they have problems. But it was run by Manas Maling, who was the founder of the organization.
Oh.
So it was visually impaired. So I'll come from time to time and assist where he needed help. But I was not attached to the organization. He passed on. The organization was in other people's hands. Didn't follow the vision. He started to pick up problems in terms of administration. Eventually, it was closed. A lot of fight between management, the board, and the members. They were not very happy. Somebody said to them, "But why don't you go and bring that guy here?" They were referring to me. They came to me. I resisted initially because I was busy with other things. But they insisted to a point where I felt, look, I have an obligation. The organization is not far from my home. Let me go and help. But I didn't know that I will stay for a number of years there.
Yeah.
When I got there, the first thing was that there were problems with social development as well.
Right.
That the leadership did not submit all the necessary documentation to justify the spending, the money that they received. So I started from that point, also to recover the assets that were taken by other people. Right. And that coincided, so that coincided with COVID as well. So at that time, then came in COVID, we stayed at home, and I was hospitalized. I had my own challenges, and I was re-elected actually as an interim board chairman of the committee, and in absentia. I came back, revived the structure, and then recovered some of the assets. But we realized that this was a long-term issue. We need to involve the police and stuff like that. And we had to work with what we had. What we did then in the space was to complete the task that I was given. We took the organization to AGM so that they can elect a new board. So I had a strategy document that I drafted and presented. And in the AGM, they said, no, you can't leave us, right? Because I refused to be nominated to lead. I said, look, I've done my part, was to actually organize you to this point. Go forward in which but they said, no, you can't give a strategy and run away. Who's going to implement the strategy?
Yeah.
That becomes a serious problem. It was discussed for a while. Eventually, I gave in. I said, okay, I'll take the position. I was reluctant. So this is how I bounced back, and I've been with the organizations there. But I was the chairman of the board when I was elected. I think a year down the line, a lady that we took in as the center manager, she found a job. It was during the work that we were doing for sending us CVs all over the shop.
Okay.
And she secured a job. We didn't have money. We could not match whatever it was getting from the city of Ekurhuleni. They said, look, you need to go. Right? You'll bounce back. in future, but for now, go and build yourself.
Yeah.
And then there was a gap. We served as a board, and they said, the members actually said, no. This guy must come and become acting center manager until we find somebody else. But still, we could not find somebody else because we didn't have money to pay any salaries. So I stayed there. It was a salary, I dropped everything that I was doing basically. I was consulting in number of organizations. I was doing my hustles as well. I decided, look, I actually owe to my community to complete this task. My dream was to leave it in good hands and it must be intact. So yeah, that's where we are now.
So to those who don't know, is it based in Tembisa or outside of Tembisa?
It is in Tembisa. It's in Sangwen section.
And how is it going so far? I mean, you spoke about, the shortfalls that you had before COVID and, other things going missing and, number of things not going according to plan. That includes submitting, I think also as auditing as well. I think some of the things weren't going well. How is the current situation in the organization at this moment?
Yeah, I think I must share this perspective with a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is not easy to run public institutions. Okay. They belong to the community and not yours. Sometimes because of your energies or your background, you must start attracting other people that shouldn't be in that space. You'll notice that in a lot of, let me just maybe focus on Tembisa. A lot of organizations actually closed NPOs in Tembisa.
Yeah.
And mostly it's people that say, look, I can do it. I'm better than so-and-so. If so-and-so can do it, why not me?
So I know like a competition.
Yeah, instead of coming to support you, they see now that the organization is standing and they can take it over from you and run it because it looks attractive. Just back to T-shirt. Every organization will have its own challenges. There's one thing about leadership. You must always be ready to be criticized, even for nothing. Because when you see opportunities and create certain things, you are taking away power from other people, with the hoping that they'll continue to steal if they were stealing, take if they were taking, or hoping that if lower Puma Zongenami. Right? Now that the structure, the organization looks more attractive, everybody wants to be there. Even those that don't have a skill or anything. That's because it's a community institution. Not yet. You get a lot of image, negative image, but you got to keep going. So we've been through that exercise, and we went through our own bumps as well. I think it was from January last year. We introduced a new program. It was basically doing home-based care. One of the problems that wants to do was the clinic, right, to care for persons with challenges, including the elderly. But we felt, look, here's an opportunity to start a program to teach some of our members that have disability to go into a health sector, to be able to deal with people that are injured or at home and stuff like that. It went very well, but we had to bring people that would bring other expertise, who are professional in the field, who, when they see the organization, they haven't, they see it from outside, not from inside, even when they're inside.
Yeah.
They see everything is not working very well, but people will never know that this organization, for it to be here, there's so much sacrifice that had to be put in.
Indeed.
You come and judge it today, you walk in and say, no, but this week, for 3 days. But the other weeks, they were eating nicely, stuff like that. Because when the organization is not funded, imagine for 6 years, it has not been funded. It's a massive organization, caring for over 150 people. When you bring in a volunteer, sometimes you're hitting about 250. That you have to provide breakfast and lunch and not funded. Nobody cared. Exactly. Nobody cared where the money comes from. But when you look at it from outside, you might think that, no, but I can do this. If this one can do it, I can do it. But where do I get the money to fund this thing? You don't know. We introduced, because what we did, we introduced a program where you pay stipend with another partner. And we said, the best way to sustain the organization is to bring in this program. Now, if you're getting a stipend for 1.8, surely you should be able to place 200 rands back to the organization. Meaning that money will cover your administration, even sometimes leaks, many things happen.
Yeah, those
we have to cover all the things. We have vehicles that need to run. We have cars we take in to bring them back, all those kind of things. You need money to do these things. Yes, there are people that will come and make pledges, or give give you material support. They can give you maybe paint or it's not really what you look into. To run an organization, you need money.
Yeah.
To have food, you need to buy.
Yeah.
Like government does not always provide money. It's a fact. NGOs are always crying. But also communities don't contribute. Even when they know that this organization caters for people with special needs, they never voluntarily come and support you. You have to chase them. Our case was worse. Was some of the people that were there as leaders, some were actually gaining food from other institutions, not coming to the center. So when closing some of the organization, but in the process they realized to say, you can't keep doing this. There are a continual benefit, because when you go and close the tab, they blacklist the organization. It doesn't automatically say, now you're the right person, now you can benefit. They go and assess, they have to come back and justify your exist. It takes even longer because you've been reflect. But we have to then say, what else can we find alternative sources of food? So we keep on doing that. It's a daily challenge that we embark on. But also back into that environment was when they brought in other people. I didn't blame them. They are health practitioners. They don't see too many wrongs, But the one thing that you want to understand to say, we come from this point to this point. If you want to assess an organization, you got to look at the entire period. Don't come in and say, there's no toilet paper, there's no sanitizer, there's what. Because these are not the priorities in the organization. The priorities are, yes, we need to clean. We buy the soap or detergents and stuff like that. A certain thing that we're not going to prioritize. Even health and safety might not become a priority, because I keep people in the organization who depend on food. They are on medication. They must eat. Some come from home without eating anything. So more priority always is that I must make sure that the community, that's certain thing that in that community that people don't understand. A lot of abuse come from their families, not from outside. They get punished in a way that sometimes undermines them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't get food. Sometimes they take their money to pay for DSTV, but they don't watch TV. And there's a lot of issues that we deal with that you really just say to people, "Wozani Zowol waiting tilanga."
Yeah.
I think that we deal one-on-one with people. They come to you and they expect you to provide a solution. Some will tell you that
Yo. So it's only that one meal.
Exactly. So they'll eat breakfast, lunch, they go home, they don't eat. Sometimes we organize food parcels, we give them food parcels. They sell them. You know why?
Yeah.
They want cash in their pocket because they're not going to eat that food. But they tell you these issues, and they're so draining emotionally, because what happens is that they expect you to provide solutions in everything they raise.
Yeah.
And you've got to always keep a smile, because if you don't, they feel undermined, they never come back. So issues of trust are very, very key.
Yeah.
That you listen as well. Even if you see them angry, you just keep your cool and say, okay, I'll attend to you. Or you wait the event and whatever, but eventually you come to a balance where you understand each other.
Yeah.
So we went through that phase where we started to have a lot of issues. We even I was accused of a lot of many issues, that I sleep with them, we do this, I do this. But it's because the organization was becoming attractive. And this was happening because we coming to the close of the first term.
Okay.
Meaning that we've spent 3 years building credibility again, so the social development can fund us.
Yeah.
Building records, all the things we have been, all the filings, everything get audited.
Get yourselves in order.
Yeah, they said, now you're ready for funding. Unfortunately, that was coming at the end of the term. Now, a lot of people have an interest, they want to come into that organization. A memo was leaked about some of the communication between us and social development.
Yeah.
And that memo triggered a lot of other problems.
Yeah.
Now, it started to be accused that, no, the 200 pledges that they contribute, they're bribing, also like not bribing aside. It's like I'm extorting money from a lot of people,
Yeah.
Social development came in, they interviewed, checked everything. There's none of sort. But the problem was that the organization was exposed to external forces, that there is money that needs to be signed for. So if you get elected, you must then sign for that. The board that comes in must sign for the money. But that became very, very chaotic.
Yeah.
Finally, we were able to get the whole board thing going, the AGM, with social development people. You do nominations, right? Nominations were done, they advertised, but people, because of higher interest, they didn't get nominated, but they still wanted to be part of the board. They want to speak to the social administration. They said, no, you can't do that. Right? The process is gone. We've concluded the submission of that many volunteers. Now we go to that. Was a day before the AGM. Social administration said, no, we can't do that. We came to the AGM, I think it was the 22nd of March. And we ran the AGM and then started attacking our members. They wanted to disrupt the AGM. Eventually, it collapsed.
Yeah.
One member was visually impaired, suffered a heart attack. 23 people from different in the organization went for counseling with social development because of the trauma that came out of there. It was very, very chaotic. Even to a point now that you're scared to actually go to AGM until such time. Security is guaranteed. I think we've stabilized again. We're working on actually getting the AGM back on track. I think. Yeah, you've been Jane.
Briefly, to those who don't really know, what are you guys all about? Do you mind telling us briefly on what do you mainly specialize on your organization?
Okay. Yeah, I'll take you back. When we came in, the strategy was back then, I think it was 2021, was that we are going to rebuild the organization. Yeah. Not introduce anything new, but revive the business that were there or components of the business that were there, which was recycling.
Okay.
We're also doing chicken farming. Where the garden that is split into two, that was vegetable gardens and the nursery, right? Then we had the autism class. Though the class then, it was not a formal class. And we started that class. We say, look, those that are with special needs that need certain attention, we group them into a class.
Yeah.
And we did an assessment and stuff like that. And these were the priorities, but also to revive the infrastructure, because it was debilitated. We had to get paid, but also it was owing municipality a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was about 280,000, if I recall well. And we had to go and raise cash so that we can get electricity paid. But also we had a tenant on site that was Voice of Tembisa. We had a problem that we're coming from there, which I'm not going to go into detail with them. We're taking the legal route in terms of that.
Yeah.
But in terms of what we're offering was that all those elements we're able to revive and expand the services of the organization. What we're doing currently with our recycling has grown, and we're starting to attract a lot of other investors or partners. We've just built a school, agri academy. It's 8 classes with an office block, and we now just completely they'll start plastering the outside walls. So that is self-funded. So like I said to you, for 6 years we've been funded.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
Yeah.
We're struggling maybe with furniture and stuff. We're talking to different people to give us school furniture.
Yeah.
We've attached our garden to the academy. Reason being that you'll be able to do practicals on site in terms of planting and stuff like that. But we also build an orchard with 101 lemon trees.
Sure.
On site.
101.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And it takes 5 years for the lemon tree to give you a yield. So
how far are you with the plantation of those lemon trees?
Lemons. I think we see maybe under 2 more years to go before we can see real lemon.
Eventually.
Yeah, one should, but
that's crazy. Yeah, you get the right direction.
Yeah, we have to clean it every day, make sure that the water and stuff like that. That also testing our own attitude.
Yeah.
And then we've put a billboard, but it's not ours, that we've rented the land out. That's where we used to get a bit of money. Currently, we don't have any clients, but it is something that from time to time maybe gives us a cent. We've also planted about 40 other trees, which are sorted into plums, oranges, pomegranate, peach, apricot, Oreos, about 40. So what we want to go into is actually fruit canning. The old style, Magogo style, where you
put them.
Exactly. So that's where we're going. So we've done also with we have class autism is grown about 24 people now.
Yeah.
With 3 caregivers, right?
Right.
And we have we're working on a program where we're to actually establish a clinic. We've been wanting to do that, so we're busy raising funding for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, as we are actually about,
Well, just other thing that we will be providing from the school, not only agriculture, we'll be providing training on ICT. We've started doing robotics for our members that are actually with UNISA. They're training them to become tutors. But these are people like you on a normal day say, these people are slow learners, we call them names, but they've proven that they can actually do this. They are actually the ones who will be tutoring.
Yeah.
We have an academy, theater and arts. They do the act, they do, we have a drama, so we do drama, we have a choir, and we do many other things in terms of that. Yeah. And then we have a kitchen.
Yeah. So now, as we're actually about to wrap it up, né? To those who are interested to assist you, where can they find you? Do you have maybe contact details, website? Where can they find you exactly?
Yeah, our website is old. We're busy working to replace it. But in terms of the direct contact,
Yeah.
email address would be b.ndlovu@tshirt.org. Ndlovu.
By the way, how do you spell that T-shirt? Is it TH or?
Yeah, I will say. So it will be b.ndlovu. Is B letter B that Ndlovu MDHLOVU at T-shirt will be TSHAD.org.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
T-shirt basically is just abbreviated, come from Tebisa Self-Help Association of the Disabled.
Oh,
So we took the first letters and it gave us T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bounce back to
Yeah, our number is 061
yeah.
589 061 589 9411.
Okay. Babu Ndlovu, I mean, you're an individual on your own, and I believe since you've traveled to Russia, to Cuba, and other many places.
Let's say UK. I studied in the UK. I spent about 5 years there. Traveled quite a lot. Yeah.
Imagine. So I think by now you're quite familiar, on visiting different parts of the world. Do you have maybe another country that you'd like to visit on a new generation? Because I mean, that time you're traveling because of you were in exile and you were basically fighting for us to get a freedom that we now live in. So do you want maybe to travel in any other country?
I don't think I've explored enough of Africa. Yeah, Ghana will be one of the countries that I want to go to.
Ghana will be one of those places, right? Don't worry. We have a partner called Harvey World, and they do specialize with traveling. So they might most probably make a plan for you to visit Ghana. I think their capital city is Accra, correct? Yeah, so I think they can make a plan to get you there.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. So now in closing, we have a gift for you and for your organization. And we certainly do hope that with our podcast and with this smaller nyana time that we had with you, there's someone out there who is listening, who is watching, and who will try to find a way to help you guys out. We may not be able to help you overnight, but over time, we do certainly hope that we'll be able to help you. So here's a token of appreciation, all thanks to Harvey World and our podcast, People Living with Disability.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must say, beautiful program.
Thank you very much, I would say. All right. There you have it, guys. This is our podcast, People Living with Disability. Please, ngiyacela bandla, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and please don't forget to subscribe. Right, there you have it. If you have any story that you want to share with us, maybe a business, or maybe you're an individual who are living with disability, please do send us that WhatsApp or send us that email, and we'll try to find a way, and we'll make a way to ensure that your story is heard. We out.